Your it's your girl Marie. And we are back and better, baby. Episode 3. I just had a brain fart. Like, wait, is it episode 3? It's episode 3. It is episode 3, and we are here to talk today about friendships in your 20s. Nobody really warns you about your friendships in your 20s and how majority of your relationships start to shift and start to change. So that is why we are talking about this today. Honestly, I ain't gonna lie though, I don't really have that many friends. I'm gonna keep it a bean with you. I have 3 best friends. I don't care what y'all say about the whole like, oh, you could only have one best friend. Bye. Miss me with that. I got 3. And they have been my friends for the past decade of my life. And I love them truly, wholeheartedly. They know who they are. Love y'all. Um, but my sisters, my sisters from other misters, Raquel and Riley, they have been my best friends since we were 14. My God. We're like literally we grew up together. We're literally still growing together. Those are my girlies. We met in high school, freshman year of high school, and literally been rocking with them ever since. And then my other best friend, Andrew, I actually met him working at McDonald's, y'all. Yes, McDonald's was my first ever job when I was 16. And I met him and we hit it off and we've been friends ever since. I mean, the 3 of them are my family, like literally my family. Love them. Love y'all. But yeah, they have been my friends, been rocking with me ever since. Now in my 20s, oh, honey, in my 20s, I haven't it's been weird. It's just like I don't know. That's the best word to describe it. It's been weird. I haven't had the same friends because when you're in your 20s, right? Like you're a new adult. You're literally you're a brand new adult. Like you're a baby. You're an adult, but you're a baby adult. So you're just learning how to be one and to grow up, and everything is shifting. Like the energy is totally different. You're going to come across so many different people that could have totally different like energies, perceptives. What the fuck? Perspectives than you. And that's why like it's a little weird and people don't really talk about it. Like I think, when you're growing up, you're around the same people. Like you're around people that are the same age as you, that are in the same points in their life, right? But then like when you're when you get older, especially like when you're in your 20s, you're now going to be coming across people that are literally in totally different points. Like the energy shifts. So when the energy shifts, you start to shift and then your relationships start to shift because you also are going to have different priorities and different values. And I think that once you have the different priorities, like obviously your relationship's not going to be the same. Like I think that's in any relationship, whether it's friendship or a romantic relationship. So that already starts the shift. Just like but I got my planner today, y'all. Again, because I'm gonna just be real with you guys. I have a lot right now um on my plate and in my mind, so I need this to keep me grounded. So yeah, we just gonna get right into it. I mean, we already was getting into it. Let's be so for real here. But yeah, your friendships really do change when you get in your 20s, honestly. And you start to grow up and obviously, but then you start drifting, right? You are just at two different points. So when you're at two different points with someone, it's kind of like hard to maintain a friendship. Um whether it's an old friendship or a new friendship. Um like okay, for example, right? My best friends, all three of them still live in Florida. I don't live there. And that shift already from moving out of state to a new city and then kind of just the shift of like losing my dad and I kind of okay, so I had my life I feel like pretty planned out and I had it in my head like okay, I want it to go exactly like this. Boom boom boom. And then when my dad died, it shifted everything. It changed everything. And everything happens like really fast. Um and if you are new here, I talk more about that in my last episode. So go watch that. Tune in with your girl. But that kind of started the shift and then obviously like adjusting to maintaining a friendship while being in a different state was something that we all had to learn, especially me because those are three of the closest people in my life and I went from seeing them literally all the time to not seeing them. Like I didn't see them for a whole year. That was the longest I went without seeing all three of them. And obviously I was just at a very different point in my life than they were. And I mean, we're all at different points, period. But I was just I just had to learn a bunch of different new things. So, the dynamics was already starting to change. Um and I wasn't really speaking to them as much because it's just different. You don't know like necessarily what's going on and they have their lives and I have my life. So that was already like a really big shift. And then when okay, so I started my first job in New York was actually at a deli, right? Honestly, fuck that deli. Straight up, I'm saying that with my chest because I mean that with my whole heart. Fuck that deli. Sorry. um and yo, the I say that because the energy was terrible in there. They they were honestly rude. Yo, they were dead ass rude. Like it was just not it. It was so not welcoming. It was literally horrible. But I worked there because it was just my way of just starting to get more money and it was off the books. So I was just getting cash off rip straight to my pocket. Um and it was literally down the block from my house. So I would just walk there because I didn't have any transportation. And honestly, I was obviously scared because this was my first job in New York City, bro. My first job. That shit was nerve wracking. I also went a whole year without working. So I was like, oh my God. Like, and then their energy just being straight shit just made it so much worse. And I was like, yo, bro, this can't even be real. But it was very much real. But anyways, yeah, I really didn't make friends in there because they were just not it. I made one connection in there. He was actually the cook. He was pretty dope, but now that I think about it, like where I'm at now, looking back, yo, he was dead kind of a creep, actually, now that I think about it. Because I was like, what, 19, and my man was, I'm pretty sure he was like, I don't know, he was in his 30s. I don't remember his exact age, but he was in his 30s. And he was dead trying to talk to me. Like he was literally trying to holler at me. Yo, if you're watching this, I don't remember his name. If you're watching this, my man, you're a fucking creep. Straight up. You're a creep. That's all I have to say. You're a creep. Keep your creepy ass over there. But that was only, I was way more like naive, and I didn't really have, because, okay, after my dad dying, it was literally a couple months after, it was COVID. So, like, I really didn't have much human interaction and connections other than my household and my family members. Um, so, like, that, him being friendly with me or whatever, I was just like I said, I was really naive, and I was just, excited because I didn't have that like human connection in a minute. So it felt nice to actually have that, whatever. But that was the only type of like connection I had there, because again, the energy was just not it. Weird. So weird. When I still drive past that deli now, it literally gives me the heebie jeebies, like straight up the egg. Just saying. And then my next job after that was working in Champs, which, if y'all don't know, Champ Sports owned by Foot Locker, or their sister companies, I forget. Working at that shit in that ghetto ass mall, and yo, not for nothing, I'm not gonna lie, I loved working there. Yo, I was a cashier. The vibes just was great. The energy, yo, the people. I'm not gonna lie, I fucked with almost everybody I worked with. If y'all watching this, what's up? I hope y'all doing good. Truly. Um, I fucked with everybody. My manager, well, some of my managers, and just my coworkers, like the floor associates, the other cashiers. Shit was just vibes. And they were actually like, I built friendships with all of them, but it was so like crazy because I'm this 19-year-old girl, and then I worked up in there till I was 20, like from 19 to 20. I think I worked there for like a year. I was working there, and like everybody was, in their 20s. And then even like some people was in their early 30s. So we was all different, age brackets. And obviously we're all at different points in our lives, but like we still vibed, and it was kind of crazy because honestly, because like I said, I was still very much in my shell, still adjusting to literally everything, like just mad adjustments. And I was just shy because it was so different. And like a lot of them actually helped me kind of get out of like my shell and get out my comfort zone, which that's why, like, yo, bro, mad love for them. Like, I really appreciate them. But it was helping me get out my shell. And it was kind of crazy though, because like, you had some of them they had kids, that were married, that were, the trying to figure out their lives, still going to school. Um, and it's just kind of crazy because it's like, yo, you're dead ass building a friendship or like a connection with people that are just at totally different points. So it's like you have that connection there, but like you don't necessarily take that shit outside of the work environment because y'all just in different places. Like, I want to say I hung out with them maybe like two times, like literally only two times outside of work. Um, and Yeah, it's just because we was just at different like places. So it's kind of like it's also hard though too because you're mainly at work, right? It's just like being mainly either at work or at school, especially like in your 20s. So it's like that's really where you're going to build your connections. That's where you're going to meet people. But it's hard because when you're in your 20s and you're meeting these people at work or at school, you coming across people in totally different age brackets, people that are just in totally different points in their lives. So it's like you could build that friendship, but it's only gonna go so far, and you probably not gonna take that shit outside of work because what what do you really have in common? Like they have a family and you don't got a family. It's kind of just like their priorities are different from your priorities. So it's like what are we really talking about here? How are we really building something? You know what I'm saying? Like that's why at the end of the day it just is kept in work. Um and I had that a lot. But so what I thought friendships would look like, I know that okay, when you're in high school, right? You kind of like have the notion like okay, especially your real close friends in high school. You'll be like, "Yo, we're going to be friends forever," or even the friends that you meet in college. We're going to be friends forever. Like we locked in. And okay, in high school, I had mad friends. I'm only friends with Raquel and Riley. Like the only two people from high school that I even am in contact with that obviously they're my sisters, but like yo, we had a whole group. We had so many friends and even them, they don't talk to any of the people we was cool with. That all shifted obviously when we graduated because people went on to do different things with their lives. People built their careers, people moved, people had families, people had kids. Like it was all different. And I feel like a lot of people have the notion like, yo, we gonna be locked in. But that is so rare. Like so rare. You gonna take one or two friends that you probably will have for life. And that's it because everything is gonna shift. Everything changes. And I didn't really realize how like it also becomes hard to maintain those friendships because y'all if you're in the same age bracket, right? Or you're the same age, you're each building your lives differently. Like you are focusing on building a life for yourself, building your career, making money, um, moving out of your parents' house, buying your own houses, renting your own places, like all that. So it's like you become so focused on that it's like you kind of start to lose track of your relationships. It's hard to maintain certain relationships, especially when it's like let's say y'all was cool on just doing nothing. Like y'all would just hang out together and just do absolutely nothing. But it's like now it's like, yo, we're we're each individually trying to work on something and build something and we have to be productive. We are adults now. We do not have time to waste. We do not have time to sit around and fucking get high together and do nothing. Like, no. We actually have to work on stuff. So that's where it's just the dynamic shifts and it starts to, become a little different. And then even with just like your scheduling, like even now, me and my best friends, we all have very different lives. All of us, like extremely different. And even just to like talk on the phone, it's like we be having to schedule it because we have different work hours and we just do different things with our lives and we're all working on stuff and we're all busy in our own ways. So it's like I would have never imagined like I really would have to schedule to make a fucking phone call with my friends. Like I'm not mad at it at all. I'm just saying like me back then I would have never imagined that that's what it would be. I would I would have never imagined that like we would go weeks without talking and then we talk and then we catch back up and it'd be like, yo, it'll be like it hasn't gone, weeks haven't gone by. Like that right there is a real friendship though. But honestly, just I would have never imagined it. And I think that a lot of people don't realize that that's how it is with friendships in your 20s. Like you don't got to talk all the time. You don't have to talk every day. You don't have to see each other every day because everybody's working on their own shit. Um so that's just the reality, right? And that's just what it is. And I also think that you know, people like people have certain expectations of like, okay, if I'm texting you, you need to respond to me, or I'm expecting you to reach out to me, especially if you're my best friend. You can't have that expectation. You have to just like step out, step out of that and step into the like, yo, bro, everybody is busy. It doesn't mean that they don't love you. It doesn't mean that they're not here for you, but everybody has their own lives, like, and has their own stuff going on. It's really just a matter of like balance. Um, so yeah. The next thing I want to talk about, ooh, honey, is outgrowing relationships, right? This is this is the hard parts. Outgrowing relationships. Yo, without drama, right? Without the drama and without the parts of like feeling lonely. So, oh my God. The friends that I have right now in my life, right? I'm not talking about my best friends. I'm talking about my friends, my peoples. I love them. Um, I literally love them. I think they're great, dope ass people. Cool. Obviously, they're my peoples. They gotta be cool. They gotta be dope, fucking kind ass, great ass people. But recently, this is actually something that has been really like present in my life. I have outgrown two friendships and there was no drama, no smoke, no nothing, right? But honestly, okay, it still bothers me a little bit because like I got mad love for them. I'm always gonna have mad love for them. There's no, like I said, there's no smoke, there's no beef, there's no nothing. It's just I'm building something, right? I'm at the point in my life where I'm literally building something. I'm focused on the bigger picture. I'm My priorities and my values is what's very important to me right now. That is what I'm focused on and that is what I'm putting my energy towards. I also want to be surrounded by people that I can look because all my people's older than me already. So I want to be able to like if you're older than me, I want to be able to look at you and be like, "Yo, I respect what you got going on. I respect what you have and like if I can learn something from you, that's the type of people I want to be around. The type of people that, you know, respect themselves and have just good head on their shoulders and honestly, I feel have their priorities right. So if I feel that you're not that and you don't, it's just like what are we doing here? Like do you do you want better for yourself? Do you want to grow or do you want to be complacent and stay where you're at? Because that's okay. I'm not like bashing nobody that wants to do that. That's by all means cool. But respectfully, you have to keep that over there. You cannot bring that to me. You cannot bring that by me. I'm good off that. I cannot be around that. I cannot. I need to be around motivated, determined people who share similar values and priorities. If you don't do that, you just can't be around me. It is okay, but I'm good off it. I'm really at that point in my life where, like, no matter how much I love you and how much, like, I value the friendship, if it is not that, unfortunately, you just have to be put over there and put in a different bracket. And I am going to keep it pushing and do what I got to do. And yeah, bro, I'm not going to lie. 2026 is my most selfish year. Just point blank, period. I'm calling it what it is. It is my most selfish year. And if that affects anybody, I'm really not that sorry. Sorry. But no, I'm really not, because I take care of me. I pay my bills. Not nobody else on this earth. I have to make sure that I am building the empire and creating the life I want for myself. So anybody that comes in the way of that, point blank, period. With love, though. With love. It ain't no hard feelings, but you just have to keep pushing. It just doesn't matter anymore how much I love you, how much, like, I can't hold on to friendships that don't serve any purpose and that are just, it just doesn't make sense, especially too if they're draining. And it's just sad because, like I said, there's two friendships recently that I've had to kind of just like dead it in a sense. But it's like, it bothers me, of course. Like, it's not like I'm not just like, yo, I'm cutting you off and I said you didn't exist to me and whatever. Like, I'm just cool off you and I don't even feel away. Like, no, bro, it sucks because I wish all my people, like my people, I wish that they would just elevate with me and just keep going up and just keep growing with me and have, that mindset of like, yo, bro, we're doing this. But obviously, not everybody's gonna have that mindset. Everybody's got their own shit. Everybody's different. But if I feel that I want better for you than you want, that is a problem. And I'm not doing it. So, yeah. This is the first time where I'm really like standing on that. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. It is hard because, like, a part of me wants to, like, especially the one friendship, a part of me wants to reach out to her and be like, girl, girl, what's up? Like, I miss you, because it was always a good time. But that's just all it ever was just a good time. So it's like, me doing that, it doesn't make sense. But I'll always like be there for that person. Always. Like I said, it's no bad blood. If that person reaches back out to me, I'm not gonna ignore them. I'm not gonna be like, yo, you don't exist to me. It is never that. But it's just, my time and energy cannot be wasted. I am tuning into really valuing my time, because once you really start to value your time, you're gonna realize, like, what are we doing here? Like, we're not playing these games. And then when you value your time, I feel like too, that's when you don't play about yourself. Like, truly. If people looked at their time as if like they were earning money, they would take that shit way more seriously. So it's like, I'm trying to actually program myself to do that, and I'm really actually trying to work on that for real, for real. So it sucks, but it is what it is, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Whole lot of crack boom. Like, um another thing though that does come with that, wow, my posture, is feeling lonely. Cause I ain't gonna lie to you. All right, I'm gonna just keep it a buck, because this is what we do over here We're real. We are real and raw. Hey, yo. But dead ass real. Sometimes, like, it can be lonely. Of course. It can be lonely. Like, it's like, damn, I miss fucking Susie, bro. I wanna go chill with Susie, like, cause I want some company. But it's like Susie's company is not the company I need to be around, especially at this exact point in time in my life. Instead of dicking around with Susie doing nothing but, let's say, getting drunk or just like I said, doing nothing that is honestly productive or serving purpose to literally hers or my life, I'm not doing that. I'm rather be by myself and feel that loneliness because I'll be putting energy on me. I'll be putting my energy and my time and my focus on what's going to matter and what's going to build. Like, that also kind of goes into the whole like delayed gratification. Like, you got to focus on that. So, in the bigger picture and in the longer run, like, you'll see those results and you'll get what you wanted. And I am manifesting by the grace of God. I am going to have every single thing I want in this life. And I'm going to leave my legacy behind because not only do I have a life to live for me, but I have to make my dad proud and I have to do everything that he didn't get the chance to do because he was really building and he was working before he died. And I'm here to finish that for him. So I can't waste time. I really can't waste time. But don't get me wrong with me saying this. I'm not saying like, oh, you can't have fun and you can't play. Like, it's okay to, yeah, sometimes take a break from that and just go out with the girlies, go out with whoever and go have fun. Like, and just have fun and laugh and enjoy. Like, it doesn't always have to be business and work and serious. I'm not at all saying that. So I really don't want that to get twisted. But it just has to be a balance. Honestly, not even a full balance because right now I need to put a much higher percentage into me and what I'm building than the percentage of me, just having fun and doing whatever. Like, that can wait. But again, there is a balance because I also do, of course, want to enjoy my life. And laughing and having a good time with your friends is very important. I think it's very important for your mental. It's very just good for the soul, period. So, like, don't think that I'm saying, oh, fuck that. Like, it's all fucking business and no play. It's all serious and no having fun. Like, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying priorities. Point blank, period, priorities. Um, and the next thing that I want to talk about, mm, boundaries. You got to create them boundaries, okay? You got to create boundaries with everybody and everything, period. But like with those friendships, create those boundaries. Like, know who the person is, know who you're dealing with, and keep them in certain little brackets. Like, okay, you go over here, you go over there, you go over there. Know what that is and also communicate to your people like, yo, I'm not gonna lie to you right now. Okay, before I get into that, actually, one of my very, not the eye roll, he knows why I'm rolling my eyes, but one of my very close and most favorite people, my left hand man, he actually is the perfect example because he's literally just told me, like, yo, straight up, I'm on this timing. And it's either get with it or don't. Like, you let me know. And he's really focused on building his empire and building what he is focused on and what he got going on, which, bro, I 100% respect and I salute. Like, just Yo, bro, because it's the truth. Like, he don't want to waste time. He got what he got going on, but he, as my peoples and as his peoples, he communicated that. Like, look, right now, this is what I need, and this is what I really want to build and focus on, and, just not waste time. And him communicating that was like also him setting that boundary. Like, look, we're not focusing on X, Y, and Z. That has to just, for right now, that's not important. Building is important. And he's dead right. Like, he's dead right. And that's just what it is. And I use him and that scenario as an example because that's a perfect scenario of like setting a boundary, and you have to set those boundaries with your friends, and you have to just kind of make that clear, like, yo, I am I'm working on this. So right now, I might not be able to hang out, or I might not be able to call you as much or text you as much because I'm focused on this. So, you just, as my people, respect that. And that just is a good form of communication, because it's also like, okay, if you're going to start being absent or distant, it's like you're giving them a common courtesy of letting them know, like, hey, I'm working on this stuff. Don't think that I don't love you or we got some sort of animosity. No, it's just I'm really busy right now. So I might not be able to talk as much. I might not be able to see you. I still love you. I'm just really focused right now. And this is what I need to spend my time and energy on. That is a boundary. That is a great communication. That is courtesy and respect. And you can save so much, like, what the fuck is the word? You can avoid so much drama and so much unnecessary emotions, and like, just any of that. You could save all of that by just doing that. And it's really up to them whether they respect it or they don't. If they don't respect it, you know the type of person they are. You let them be that person. The let them theory. I'm tuning in with Mel, the creator of the Let Them theory, which I haven't read the book yet, but I am actually going to buy it and read it because I need to read it. I've watched a podcast with her, I watched videos. She is, she opened my fucking third eye, bro. Like, she's amazing. But tune in with her and learn more about the let them theory, because then you'll understand more of what I'm saying. But you got to just let them be them, let them show you who they are, and keep them over there too. That's another way to let people show you their priorities and their values and who they are. And that's it. Like, period. I clocked that. I clocked that really fucking hard. Um and don't force the dynamic. Um let the dynamic be what it's supposed to be. Honestly, just, that's it. You can only control you and what you got going on, and they can control them, and that's it. That's really it. Um, Closing that. That's really all I wanted to talk about. I hope y'all like this episode. I am done because I don't want to. I feel like I'll keep rambling about the same thing, and I'm not trying to do that. So I really hope y'all liked this episode. I hope it spoke out to you. I hope it resonated with you. Again, the let them theory, seriously though, tune into that because it will teach you a lot of things. Okay, a lot of things. It is teaching me a lot of things. It is helping me realize certain things, and it's actually, I feel like, helping me to even gain more patience, because and like I said in my last episode, I am working on that too. So it does help. But yeah, I hope y'all like this episode. I think I'm gonna stop doing that. I need to stop doing that. But really, I hope y'all like the episode. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow the Instagram. Y'all already know the routine. Like, let's not play these games. Let's not waste time. Lock in with your girl. Um, and I will give a little disclaimer or whatever the word is. Stay tuned for next episode because next episode we are gonna have some guests. And yes, I say guests because it is not just one person. That shit is gonna be jokes. That shit is gonna be vibes. So subscribe. Tune into your girl. We got all the vibrias over here. And stay tuned for that next episode because, like I said, y'all are literally gonna be peeing yourselves. Like it is gonna be straight jokes. I'm actually so excited for that episode. So stay tuned. Whole lot of gra boom. I'm off this. I actually have to go to my 9 to 5. But I love y'all. Bye.